Hello learners, I am Parikshit Saikia and welcome to another super exciting session on Unacademy CAT-alyst. In this video, I'm going to talk about all details that you need to know about the upcoming NMAT 2023 exam. So if you're someone who is confused what the NMAT is all about, whether you should take the NMAT, when is the exam going to be held, what is the paper format, how is it different from the CAT, what is the registration process, how many attempts can I have, and much more. I'm going to discuss it in this video, right? So this is your one-stop video for all details regarding the NMAT 2023 exam. Let's get started. Okay, our agenda for the day. Now, before I talk about the agenda, I'm just going to ensure that I'm streaming live. So give me a moment. Give me a moment. Okay, I'm just going to ensure that I'm streaming live. I think I'm streaming live. Okay, perfect. Let's start. So this is going to be the agenda of the video, right? Initially, we are going to talk about colleges which accept the NMAT score, right? That's going to be the first point that we are going to talk about, colleges which accept the NMAT score. Then we are going to talk about the important NMAT dates, registration, scheduling, and all and much more, right? Then how the NMAT exam is different from the CAT. Very, very, very important. This is where the crux of the matter is. So you need to know this. Next, the eligibility criteria, NMAT exam pattern, number of attempts, application fees, and the NMAT cutoffs. At the end of the video, if you have queries, you can post it in the YouTube comments and I'm going to answer those queries as well. So let's get started. Okay, first thing, colleges which accept the NMAT score, right? That's the first thing that's on the top of your mind. Should I write the NMAT? And what are the main colleges which accept the NMAT score? Okay, so the first college, okay, the best college under NMAT is obviously NMIMS Mumbai. There are many campuses of NMIMS, okay, Narsi Munji Institute of Management Studies, but the one in Mumbai is the best one, okay. So NMIMS Mumbai accepts the NMAT score. Next, you have KJ Somaya Mumbai, another very good college. Another very good college. This is also located in Mumbai, and this college also accepts the NMAT score. Third is Tapmi Manipal, another college which accepts CAT score, ZAT score, as well as the NMAT score. Fourth is XIMB Bhubaneswar. XIMB Bhubaneswar accepts the NMAT score as well. And the fifth best college is the ISB analytics scores, not the MBA. Okay, ISB, I won't say MBA. Let us write it here. ISB analytics course. So if you're planning to do an analytics course from ISB and you believe that analytics is something that interests you, then NMAT is an exam that you must write. So these are the top 5 colleges that accept or that will accept the NMAT 2023 score. What about the important dates? What about the important dates? Okay, the NMAT notification, if you're looking at the NMAT notification, it will be out in the next few weeks. It's going to be out in the next few weeks. So the notification, what do I mean by the notification? The notification will tell you the exam dates, okay, the exam paper format, it will give you a mock exam and all of it, right? Every detail regarding the NMAT is going to be out in the notification in the month of August. When can you register for the exam? When can you register? Okay, register for the exam. The registration for the exam happens from August to October. Okay, August to October. August to October, you'll be able to register. When is the exam date? When is gonna be the exam date? Okay, and the exam date is from October to December. October to December. Okay, it's a 75-day window, so you can book your slot accordingly. It's gonna be a 75-day window period, and you can book your slot accordingly any date from October to December. I'm going to talk more about the NMAT, the number of attempts that you can give, but I would strongly recommend that students should write the NMAT, okay, once in October, and I'm going to talk more about it. You can write the NMAT 3 times. You can write the NMAT 3 times, and they will take the best of the 3 scores, because of which you must make your first attempt in the month of October. We are going to talk more about it once in November and once in December, considering that you know that you can write it 3 times and they are going to take the best of the 3 scores. So plan your schedule accordingly that you are able to write the NMAT once, October, November, December, so that you space it out and you plan your preparation accordingly. More on it when we talk about the strategy for NMAT. Okay, this is regarding the colleges and the important dates. Next is how the NMAT exam is different from the CAT. Okay, that's the first point. I'm not going to talk about a syllabus perspective out here. Okay, syllabus is something I'm going to discuss later. But what you need to understand is NMAT is a computer adaptive test. Very, very important. Computer adaptive test. Okay, and I'm going to talk more about this. You need to understand this, very important. And the CAT is a computer based test. You know what is the CAT? It's a computer based test. Now let's understand the meaning of this. Let's understand the meaning of this. Okay, what will happen in the NMAT? Okay, let's talk about it. Let's talk about the NMAT, and let's say let me draw a graph so that I'm able to describe this better. So let's say on the x-axis you have the question number. You have the question number. Okay, and on the y-axis you have the difficulty level. You have the difficulty level. Okay, now think about it. Let's talk about a student A. Let's talk about a student A. Initially, first question, let's say question number 1, this is your difficulty level. This is your difficulty level for question number 1. Let's say the student gets the question correct. What will happen? Question number 2 will become slightly more difficult. Let's say he gets the third question also correct. Next question will get even more difficult. Fourth question will get even more difficult, and the difficulty level keeps on increasing as and when you give an answer correct. So that would mean the second question you see that would appear would depend on how you answered the first question. Okay, and this is the ideal thing. If you get a question correct, the next question more difficult, third question more difficult, and the difficulty level will keep on increasing. Okay, that would mean the more difficult questions will carry greater weightage. Maybe question number 1, just as an example, may carry just 1 mark. Why? Very easy. But question number 5 might carry, let's say, 3 marks. Why? The question is difficult. Right? That's a computer adaptive test. On the contrary, let's talk about the student. You know what? He also starts question number 1 at the same level. But this student gets question number 1 wrong. Then the difficulty level of question number 2 would decrease. 2 also wrong. 3 would be slightly less. Very easy. 4 would be more easy. And let's say if a student gets the question level wrong, his difficulty level keeps on decreasing. So this is, let's say, a student B, and let's say this is a student E. You would love to be student A. Why? Because in question number 4, look at it. Look at question number 4. Okay, let's look at question number 4. Question number 4, please compare. Student A, if he gets this question right, he might end up getting 3 marks as an example. But student number B, even if he gets question number 4 right, you know what? The difficulty level is low, because of which he might just get maybe, let's say, 0.5 marks. So it is very, very, very important to get the first few questions correct so that the marks per question increases and you are able to score well in the NMAT. On the contrary, if you get the first 5-6 questions wrong, the 7th question, even if you get it right, you might not even get 1 mark. You might just end up getting half a mark. That is the meaning of computer adaptive test. What is the meaning of computer adaptive test? The second question that appears on your screen will be based on your response to the previous question. CAT, it is not like that. Question 1 to 20, everyone will follow the same sequence. What is CAT? Same sequence for all. Question number 1 to the last question, right? The sequence is same for all students. This is not gonna be the case for NMAT. The sequence is gonna vary. Maybe question number 2 for me and for you, there are 2 different questions, because maybe you got it correct, I got question number 1 wrong. So the sequence would vary. And that is why the NMAT is called a computer adaptive test. And I hope I am making myself abundantly clear why it is important to get the first few questions correct. Because if you get the first few questions correct, the marks per question will be higher in the later questions compared to someone who is getting the questions wrong initially. right? This is important to understand this structural difference. Okay, I am seeing people are asking questions. Okay, don't worry, I'm going to answer them towards the end of the video, okay, in the Q&A session. Fine, let's go to the next part. Okay, now before I go to the next part, a quick note to all of you. We in Unacademy are running a 125-day roadmap for students who are joining now. Remember, we are just 125 days away from the CAT now. We have a flat 20% off offer up to 6 months free extension. So you can get a subscription just for 20,800 using a 20% discount code, which is Parikshit Live. If you use this discount code, you will get flat 20% off up till July 13. Okay, this is the date till when you can get a flat 20% off. And the second thing is, I also started a complete course on number system, on previous year quants questions, where we are covering number system, arithmetic, algebra, PNC, all questions from the past 25 year papers without formula. That's something we are doing in our new course, past 25 year quants practice. And this course starts on the 6th of July, every Tuesday, Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday, 8 a.m. to 9:30 a.m. in the morning. Make sure that you join me live. Okay. Now, next thing is the eligibility criteria. Okay. Eligibility criteria. Now, what is the eligibility criteria? The eligibility criteria is you need minimum, okay, minimum 50% marks, okay, 50% marks in graduation. In graduation. Okay, there is no age limit. There is no age limit. You might attempt the NMAT hundreds of times. Maybe you attempted last year. You can attempt this year also, no problem. But you need to have minimum 50% marks in graduation, and you should either be a graduate or a final year student, right? Who is going to complete your graduation in 2024. 2024, you are going to complete your graduation. So these are your two eligibility criteria. There is no age limit, but you need to have minimum 50% marks in graduation, and you need to be a graduate or a final year graduation student. Final year graduation student. Okay. Next that I'm going to talk about is the NMAT exam pattern. NMAT exam pattern. Okay. NMAT exam pattern. That's also very important to understand. That's also very important to understand. Okay, just give me a moment. Fine. The NMAT exam, okay, is a 2-hour exam. It's a 2-hour exam, 2-hour exam. Okay, and total number of questions are 108 questions in total. 108 questions, 120 minutes. So what are the 3 sections? It has got 3 sections. Okay, it's gonna be an online exam, and there are 3 sections. First is QA. Then you have got reasoning. Okay, you have got reasoning, and then you have got language skills. Language skills is nothing but verbal. Language skills is nothing but verbal. Okay, so number of questions. Okay, number of questions in each of these sections is gonna be 36. So 36. So in total you have 108 questions. What about the time limit? There is a sectional time limit. For reasoning, it's 40 minutes. It's 40 minutes. Okay, in minutes. Time limit in minutes. For reasoning, it's 40 minutes. For quants, it's 52 minutes. And for language skills, which is verbal, it's 28 minutes. So total comes out to be 120 minutes. 120 minutes. Okay, 120 minutes. So you can decide the sectional order. You can decide the sectional order. Meaning you can decide which section you are going to attempt first. Maybe someone who is good in language skills verbal, you want to attempt language skills first. Go ahead. Then maybe someone who is good in quants, you might want to attempt quants first. Go ahead. So you can decide in which order you are going to attempt. Is it QA first, then reasoning, then language skills, or reasoning, QA, language skills? You can choose your order. Okay. And the best part is there is no negative marking. No negative marking. There is absolutely no negative marking. Okay. So that would mean you definitely got to answer all the questions. You definitely got to answer all the questions because there is no negative marking. Even if you get it wrong, why not take a guess? Why not take a guess? Yes? Okay. Next number of attempts. Now the NMAT, okay, you can have maximum 3 attempts. Maximum 3 attempts. And they are going to take the best of the 3. Best of 3, okay, the NMAT examination body, okay, is going to take best score out of the 3. Best score out of the 3. Out of now, when I say 3 attempts, now here I'm going to speak a bit more about it. You know what? It's important that you ideally split these attempts, because let's say you give attempt number 1 in October. Okay, maybe you do well, you don't do well, but you need some time, and there should be a minimum 15 days gap between the next attempt. Minimum 15 days gap. So I would suggest give one in October. If you don't do well, you would have time to write it again in November. And then if you don't do well, you have time to write it again in December. On the contrary, if you decide to write only in December, the problem would be you might not have sufficient time to write it once again. Why? Because there is a minimum 15-day gap that you need to give between 2 consecutive attempts. So space it out. October, November, December, okay? October, November, December, 1 attempt each, and they're going to take the best score out of the 3. Fine? What about the application fees? Application fees is approximately, I would say, approximately 2,800, okay, plus taxes, and this is per attempt. Per attempt, 2,800 plus taxes, and this is per attempt. What does it mean? It means that if someone wants to attempt 3 times, he has to pay the fee. He has to, I won't say, let's not call it per attempt, okay. Yeah, let's call it, yeah, per attempt, 2,800 plus taxes per attempt, and rather I put it reschedule. Let's say you want to reschedule the exam, you would have to pay approximately, these are approximate numbers, 1,200 rupees, 1,200 rupees. So that's gonna be your application fees. Okay. What about the NMAT cutoffs? Okay, as you now are aware, the NMAT consists of 108 questions. 108 questions. Okay, 108 questions. So total marks, okay, is gonna be out of 360. And is it equal marking? No, we already talked about the computer adaptive test. Difficult questions carry more weightage compared to the easy questions. So if you look at NMIMS Mumbai, okay, NMIMS Mumbai. If you look at NMIMS Mumbai, out of 360, the cutoffs can hover around 240 to 255. 240 to 255 out of 360. Yes, 240 to 255 out of 360. So when you write your attempt 1, let's say you get 260, you are perfect. You don't have to write it again. But if you score, let's say only 240 or let's say 220 out of 360, you know that you might have to write the NMAT once again. And hence, I repeat, you need to schedule it out. You need to give sufficient gap between the months so that you can prepare also. Let's say you go in October, you know the kind of questions that they're going to ask you, and accordingly you can prepare well for the November attempt. Okay, with all this, what else do we need to know about the NMAT? In NMAT, the syllabus, okay, is slightly different. What about the difficulty level? I will say easy. Questions difficulty level is easy. Easy to moderate. Easy to moderate difficulty level. Easy to moderate questions in the NMAT. So much easier than the CAT. Much easier than the CAT. And there are certain topics that you need to study in NMAT, okay? As an example, in language skills, okay, you need to know a bit of grammar. Nowadays, CAT doesn't ask much grammar, but in NMAT, they will ask you grammar. They will ask you synonyms, okay? They are going to ask you antonyms, okay? They are going to ask you antonyms. So these are the type of questions which are generally not asked in the CAT, and hence you got to prepare separately for the NMAT, okay, for these topics. Similarly, for reasoning, you got to prepare topics like blood relations. These are not asked in the CAT. Blood relations. Then you are going to be asked series, like they will give you certain numbers, 18, 45, 79, 57. Suddenly they will ask you what's the next number, right? So blood relations, series, coding, decoding, such topics you got to prepare separately because these are being asked in the NMAT. Okay, and quants, it's more or less, I mean, there's nothing different in quants. Quants, it's more or less same as CAT, except that the difficulty level is much lower. It's much lower. Okay. So these are the three things that you need to keep in mind when you prepare for the NMAT. Okay. Great. I think that is all that I had. And yes, that is all that I had. And someone is asking, is it only first NM? No, they will take the best score out of the three. Best score out of the three, and more details will become clearer. Okay, the details will become clearer when the notification comes out in the month of August. When the notification comes out in the month of August. Okay. That is it, folks. That is it. Remember, the Unacademy mock test, All India mock test, is scheduled for July 16 and 23rd, 12 p.m. Do definitely register, because it will help you understand where you stand in the competition, and it will also enable you to win some scholarship should you do really well in the exam. And yes, for those of you who are joining Plus, I have some 2000 questions, 400 sets, and approximately 2000 questions with my video solutions with the links. These links are accessible only for Plus students. So if you're joining Plus, we'll definitely connect and I'll guide you through these A to Z LRDI practice materials, around 400 sets, 2000 questions with my video solution. The video solution is very important. Otherwise, questions though you can get anywhere, but video solutions in a most detailed manner, you can get it only here, right? So remember, we have an offer running, and if you want to join, use the code Parikshit Live for maximum discount. That's it, folks. I'm going to share this PDF in my Telegram group. The Telegram group is mentioned at the bottom of your screen, Parikshit_CAD. You can always join this Telegram group and we can stay connected. I'm also going to share the session PDF, okay, in my Telegram group. That's it. Thank you and have a great time ahead. Bye for now.